In fact, that's the signal to relax even more. Welcome if you're just joining in. Sunday Sacred Self-Care class. Maybe you're watching it on Wednesday at 2 p.m. It doesn't matter because time is irrelevant to us. We're moving from time-bound to timeless. Normally we live in the vice of time, and we're going to loosen that. I know it sounds strange and alien and awkward, but the largest part of ourselves does not exist inside of time. Don't try to figure that out. Just lay with that. Two, 3 more minutes on the back. We're not in any rush. We could lay on our back the whole class. And if our intention was meditation and connection, all would go brilliantly. Perhaps move your breathings down to your belly button. Make a meditation out of the rise and fall of your navel stem. The busyness, the momentum of our minds creates a constriction between our brain and infinite reality, I guess you might say. And our yoga relaxes that constriction, that contraction, and lets way more presence in. Good. Now we're going to spend a minute or two just feeling. We're going to go into pranamaya kosha, the layer of feeling inside of us. And so all that I ask is that you feel what you're feeling right now. What does it feel like to be you, here, now, such as you are? There are so many ways to anesthetize ourselves from feelings: distraction, iPads, our TV shows, relationships, work, kids. So we're going to remove the anesthesia. And of course, that's connected to your breath. You breathe what you feel, and you feel what you breathe. This makes your breath typically longer, smoother, more balanced, deeper. Now, occasionally in this class today, you're going to have glimpses of the gaps in between your thoughts, that incessant stream of thinking that's always raging inside of us that we can't seem to turn off. You can't force that river off, but you can allow through observation and peace the stream of thinking to slow down, and then the gaps in between the thoughts. And that's today's inquiry is what's in between the thoughts, all these thoughts that we think. What's the screen that they're playing on? If we turn the movie off, what does the screen look like? Okay, biggest, deepest inhale of your whole life so far. Fill up that you're a balloon at its extremis. Good. Outhale and release it. Pull the plug on yourself. Empty out. Drain your brain. Empty the vessel. If we forget who we think we are, we could remember who we really are. Good. Now, little baby movements of your fingers and toes. Circulate life force. Feel good. Prana, chi, mojo through yourself. Now, you're with a group of people that are doing the same thing at the same time. It's like an orchestra, isn't it? It's a beautiful, we're in concert together. Arms up, lace your hands. Gently extend your arms up over your head. Point your toes forward a little bit. And writhe around a little. Writhing, good writhing is good writhing. Good, now draw your knees in and roll around on your back a little bit, please. Okay, kitty cats, let's sit up together and let's see what happens, okay? Anyway, happy Sunday, February 26th, 2023. It's delightful to see you. When I say I wonder what's going to happen, I wonder too, because to the best of my ability, I pray and intend to get the hell out of the way and kind of let some sort of inspiration move in and through me. And so we will close our eyes for a moment. And today's intention prayer affirmation is God, love, source, being, infinite higher organizing wisdom. May we get out of our own way and open up the constriction of our own brain and let truth with a capital T in. Amen. Now, the one thing that humans never do together, they do a lot of things. They play pickleball, they go to concerts, well, humans do a lot of things together, but the most rare thing that humans do together is hold still. So just for maybe 30 seconds, no fidget, no wiggle, no wobble, eyes closed. Good. Now, in this quiet spaciousness, I cordially invite you to say a prayer for yourself, for the thing or the quality most needed in your life right now. It's the fresh, bold, current prayers that are the most powerful ones. Good. Now, feeling your prayer, take big inhale, big inhale. Good. Now, exhale, release it out to the universe. Let Universal Manager take over and handle all the details. Our job is to ask the universe. Its responsibility is to deliver, and then our job is to receive. Okay, we will move our bodies a little bit. I need to move. I woke up in an odd position, so I want to get my shoulders moving. Nice turnout of friends today. It's great to see you. We're just going to move and groove, and it's no particular movement, and it's every particular movement. We're cultivating a mood. Stop thinking. Other way. The power of ritual. The power of gathering with like-minded friends. 7, 8. Okay, we'll chant Om together to warm up our pipes, get our throats soft and open and ready. Inhale. Om. Feel that. Let a warm wave of liquid feel good flow from your head to your toes. If that sounds absurd to you, then get over yourself and let's allow the bliss of being to flow down into us, bubble up into us. Okay, we'll roll our heads around 6 times to get this shakes things up in the head a little bit. Sometimes we get some stuck ways of thinking. We tend to get rather opinionated. We tend to think that we're right. Six, other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, please to relax your head down relaxedly. Don't force it down, but just head relaxes. When you relax your head down, it stretches the back of your neck. And when you have a much larger than average brain, as you do, it's a considerable stretch. Shoulders are relaxed, aiming our attention inward to our sanctum sanctorum, the secret place inside. Now we might say out loud together, we might say that we are calm and peaceful souls. Would that be true? It would be more true. Okie doke, and then our angel wings, up they go and out, and then take them around behind your back and go up your chakras: red chakra, orange chakra, yellow chakra, green chakra, blue chakra, purple chakra, infinite chakra. In other words, you're a rainbow. We're just congealed light. Obviously. Why don't they teach us that? I'm here to teach you all the things they don't teach at university. Uno más, por favor. Working on my French. Okay, kids, and then let's give each other big hug, big group hug. Close your eyes. Now, can you extend your arms out? Close your eyes and hold still. And after a while, arms start to get heavier and heavier, and then they just break off from the anguish. But you are that large statue of an avatar in Brazil looking out over the city. And you have to keep your arms up all the time. Just kidding. Now in turtle rotation, behind your back, up your back one more time. Poof. Good. Now arms forward. Now alms for palms, palms up. Bend your wrists into dorsiflexion. Lean into your palms. Drop your chin. Now, if you have a pressing concern, a problem, alligator attached to your leg, there are times in life that are like that. A willingness to acknowledge it, but let it go, release it. If you could have solved it by now, you would have, wouldn't you? Things we can't solve yet, it just means, doesn't mean it's unsolvable. It just means we haven't found the answer yet. And if we seek it, we'll find it. I just made that up. If you seek, you find. Start my own religion. Good. Now oscillate a little side to side just to get a little rhythm and a little balance going. How are your forepaws today? Good. Now oscillate all the way over to the right so the left wrist gets the bulk of the fun. Fun is one way to describe it. Good. And we'll oscillate over to the other side and give the right wrist the volume of pleasure. Now, if you showed up to see Looney Bins, he was here just a second. He's wearing his cone, and I think he'll be back shortly. Good job. Now, roly-poly guacamole. Oh, we do this every Sunday, Greg. What the hell? It's like, yeah, there's a reason. Other way. These are the joint systems of your body. If they're stuck and congested and congealed and ossified and petrified, you are, in technical terms, you're screwed number one. So we want to keep these joints moving. This is called Get Thee Hence, Satan. Get thee hence. Get thee behind me, Beelzebub. Good. And floppy flips, floppy flippies. Floppy flippies for ex-hippies. Kind of fast. Kind of slow. Then cup your hands at your beauteous heart, drop your chin. Go inside and connect thought, feeling, and action. If we find our center and connect to it, then we live an authentic life. If we don't, we pretty much live a life as dictated by others, and everyone has the opportunity to do one or the other. All right, now grab your elbows down here, cradle your cats, and then bring your cats up over your head. Wouldn't recommend it. And then side to side. Boy, I slept weird, man. I think my cat was dancing on me all night long, probably. I should probably get a security camera and see what he's doing. Side to side. Maybe I shouldn't. Good. Now bring your arms down. It's very disarming. Now, arms out. And again, show me your hands, little fingers in. Put your hands back here. Walk your hands slightly closer together. That's optional. Let your elbows bend backward and drop your chin. Cave your chin. Maybe if you're still perfectly flexible, your chin hits your chest caves a lot, your elbows bend mucho, and your wrists feel it. Just, I want you to sink into yourself, SYNC, sink in with yourself. We're getting to know ourselves. The unexamined bodies are not worth living in. Socrates, Pilates teacher, said that. Now remember, the theme today is to go from time bound to timeless. If you find in a pose you start, man, I got to do this thing in the future, or damn, that thing that happened in the past, you're time bound. Occasionally, that vice will loosen and you'll just be in this moment, content with as it is, without a craving or an obsession for it to be different in the future or the past. Not many people find that very often. Good. Now walk your hands in a little bit. And I would like for you to rocket your hips to the moon. It's to the moon, kids. It's over the moon. Chest to chest up. Sink down, kitty cats. Good job. All right. Now we're going to counterpose a little bit, but first I'm taking my opposable thumbs and I'm digging them into my hip crease where my thighs meet my torsi. I'm just going to kind of dig in there and wogulate my buns back a little. This, I feel, accentuates the length of spine, and then satisfying middle ground forward fold, not trying to impress anybody. Now, I've got a personal question for you, and it's rhetorical, but do you find yourself ever wishing to impress people? If you do, it's human nature. We like to be acknowledged and loved and have reputation. There's nothing wrong with that. Just, we can turn that off. We can just be content with where we're at. There's nothing we could do that could make God, love, source, love us any more than it, she, he already does. Good. Now from fingertops, we're going to inhale, look forward. We're going to elongate our spine, shoulder. Note your shoulders are pulled up. Mine where it was embarrassing. Relax your shoulders, forward fold, and dive your face into a pool of liquid Elysian bliss. 70s flashbacks are kicking in. The other day, a friend recommended microdosing to me, and I told him, I've never microdosed anything in my whole life, not kettle corn, not chocolate, certainly not psychedelic, so I better not. I like to macrodose. Good friendly friends, come on up. Just learning to be satisfied with enough. Switch the cross of your pins. Now grab your elbows the first way that you would grab them. Switch it the weird way. Brings them up. And cat's cradle above your head. Now, I'd like for you to exaggerate a little bit. I love exaggerating. I love adding nuance and lies to stories so they get more effect from people. It's the best. So much so, I'm going to Exaggerators Anonymous. I'm going to do 1,000 meetings in 90 days, side to side. Good, kitty cats. Oh, my sister liked that one. All right. Arms out, palms up. Now touch your elbows together in front of you. See, You all can do that, and I all can't. Now, put your hands behind you. Now touch your elbows together behind your back. Okay? Bet you can't, but maybe you can. Don't hurt yourself. And let your elbows bend back and drop your chin. Oh, God. Whew. Let your chest cave. Closing your eyes. Feel your feels. Bend your paws. Go steady with yourself. Would you go steady with yourself? A lot of people won't. And so it's a rather fractious relationship. Some people go so far as to divorce themselves from themselves. Okay, now walk your paws in a bit. Exhale all the air out. Now thrust, a new word, thrust thy hippages up. Now this stretches your spine, so more super ecstasy fits inside of you, which is, that's nice to get every now and then. Chest up. And we be sinking down together. Okay, now take them thumbs around. And now poke your thumbs into your hip crease. Root around in there. Root, root. I'm rooting for you. Good, now I'm extending my spine and place the palms. Now a halfway forward fold. In this case, half measures will avail you something. Drop your chin, relax your hair, soothe your brain, float downstream. The interesting thing, if you're in a big river and you want to get to the ocean, you don't have to pull the ocean toward you. But people do that. They feel like they need to pull the river toward them or go upstream. How about just feel the current? It's always there, but not if we're not paying attention. %98 of spiritual practice is paying attention. 5% is movement. 10% is math. Good. Now from fingertips, I want you to elongate your spine, elongates. Look forward toward your bright future. We have lifetimes of interest coming. Down you go. Now this is called Pearl of Great Price pose. You're folding over your pearl at the center of your body. It's made of peace and it's yours. Don't let nobody take it. We're all guilty of that. We give away our peace to other people, places, and things. And you know why we do that? Because we're silly. We just forgot. I bet you could relax your head a little more. I bet you could just let go of your head. Now, again, stillness. 30 seconds of no fidget, no wiggle, no movement. You can do it. I'm not saying it's easy, but it gets easier. Has thinking, has it slowed down? It's good that thinking occasionally hits a red light. All right, pleased to come up. Good progress. Okay, now feet together, knees together. Pull your heels all the way into yourself like little kids, the way little kids sit. Have you ever noticed little kids they can sit in any shape and they're perfectly happy. They can do it on concrete and they're just floppy. They sit on their feet inside out and upside down and they're not paying attention. If an adult did that, they would be in the emergency room so fast. So what happened that we went from springy, buoyant, liquid little kids to ossified, petrified, encrustified adults? It's called life, and yoga is the antidote. Drop your chin. Now I want you to squeeze yourself the right amount for you. The amount that I squeeze myself that's appropriate is probably different than your amount. If you're a bendy, foldy person, you can contract and almost disappear. And if you're kind of like me, or have a little bit of a boiled owl status going on, then just not quite so tight. Now I want you to be unusually happy for no reason. Be happy with exactly what you have right now. Thank you, God, for the perfection of everything that's in my life. It's enough. If we're not happy with what we have, how is more going to change that? Okay, now in yoga, this is called Longana Kriya, the yoga of getting small. Let's get big. You wanna? So we'll extend our legs out. Fan your feet open. Good, and let's get big, shall we? Let's get big. Stretch up. Now, hunch your shoulders up so it's painful. Good, now keep your arms up, but lax your shoulders. Turn your thumb mounds up. Contract your quads. Close your eyes. Every pose is a prayer. Every pose is a tuning fork that angles infinite light and energy into our body. Now you might say, well, that sounds like a load of crap to me, but these are suggestions. Good. Now paw parts down, feet's in. And highknees-to-heaven.com. Up you go. Push your hips up a little higher. You're on a game show. $5,000 to get your hips 1 inch higher. Yeah, I'll do anything for money. And come on down, kids. Grab your big toes and let's rock and roll. Sex and drugs and rock and roll without the sex and the drugs. Rock and roll is fine. It's not the 70s anymore. Side to side. Just think you're doing this with like 9 people in this call and 1 million watching on YouTube. There's millions of people rolling on their back like a person rolling on their back. Good. Pause in the middle. And we're just going to do happy baby for 42 seconds. 42 is the answer to everything, right? You all read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. So we're going to do this in 42 seconds. You'll feel your tail feathers broaden. You'll feel your hiney happier. Knees on the floor. Shoulders relaxed. Drop your chin. Feel your feels. Now you're going to go through Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of dying here. Notice them all. And we'll end up at acceptance. I accept that I'm on my back, being guided by a partially mad yoga teacher, and releasing all the tension, fear, worry, dread, jealousy, envy, resentment out of my body. Now lift up your head. Now, if we were otters, we could eat off of our belly, but we're not going to do that now. Release your feet, head down, and human protractors, ankles, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now point your toes like ballerinas. I'll point my toes like a ballerino. You know? Dorsiflexion of ankles. Externally rotate your thigh bone so your toes hit the floor. And we'll just hold this until you've decided that you've had enough and that you're going to leave class. Just kidding. Then we'll lift up our heads. We'll take our left thigh over our right. Knees will pull in. Some of you will slink your left ankle underneath your right ankle. You'll reach up and grab uppermost knee. And then I want you to come down with the back of your neck first, and then your head. And I just want you to totes, relax, let your bunnage release and soften. In India, this pose has a Sanskrit name, but the translation of the Sanskrit name is wind relieving pose, and I shan't extrapolate on that. Lift up your head, take your knees down to the right all the way, even if your left shoulder releases. If you like a blanket underneath your head, that's fine. And today it's yogi's option of how much your torso releases open to the left. But your knees are pinned down, ideally with your right hand over on the right side of your body. And everybody's going to do a different amount of release of their upper body from their lower body. This twist allows our upper body to connect with our lower body. Sometimes from the waistline down, we have motives and impulses that are different from the motives from our waistband up. So it's good to blend those two rivers, those two impulses together. Plus, it twists the bejesus out of your spine, which is really good for us. Good. Now, biggest, deepest inhale ever. Exhale, release. We are calm and peaceful souls. Oh, my spine just cracked so much. Nothing like some crack on Sunday morning with your friends. Good. Now bring your knees back up, kitty mittens. Now you can move the block or blanket out from underneath your head, optional. Leggies go back up to the ceiling. This is Viparita Karani. It's a fancy name for laying on your back with your legs sticking up. Now I want you to put your baby or your grandbabies on your feet, and I just want you to support them strongly, firmly, but softly. You have to have some ability to adjust because they're squirmy, and you got to be firm enough, otherwise you'll drop them. I don't mean to put any pressure on you, except that I am.
But now we're gonna spread our legs as wide as we can. This is the side splits. We'll lift up our head. We'll wrap right thigh over left. And many of you will slink your right ankle underneath your left because God made you to do that. Grab uppermost knee, come down with the back of your neck. And again, a banky underneath your head is wondrous. And God only knows what's going to happen to the balloon of our body in this pose. But we're adults here. We're here to heal and be intelligent. So if you need to release some gas, let her rip. You're on Zoom. It's a visual thing. Okay, now we're going to take these knees down to the left. Our right shoulder may very well lift. I'm going to put a banky underneath my left ear. And now back in the day, 20 years ago, when I was 30 years old, I could easily bring my right shoulder all the way down, and turning 50 was a bit of a milestone. So it takes a little while longer, but remember, when you're twisting, you're blending the rivers of your lower body and its motives and impulses from the motives and impulses from your upper body, or as Abraham Lincoln said, the angels of our lower and higher natures are communicating. Give time. Get out a big tube of time and squirt the tincture of time all over yourself. We're here to remove ourselves from the vice of time. Big inhale. Big exhale. Okay, we'll bring our knees back up. Yes, we will. And then we'll sit up together.
As we have more fun to have. I need to back up a little bit. Now, please to bring your feet units together. Now grab your beautiful feet and spread them open like you're reading, I don't know, what's a good book that you've read lately? The Brothers Karamazov. Now rub the middle center bottom of the page. Close your eyes, be unusually, if not happy, at least content for no reason. Yes, we could have private jets. We could live on the south of France. We could have 1 million followers on our social media. All these things, of course, would make us better people, but maybe it's okay just the way it is, right here, right now. Good, now hold steady pressure, push your thumb through your foot. Elongate your spine. And then dive into the pool of Elysian bliss at the center of your being. I have no idea what that means. I'm not in control of these words. Relax your hair. There's one thing I don't want is stressed out hair in my class. Okay. Okay, friendly friends. Now, I come from this school of yoga then the sister science is Ayurveda. And in Ayurvedic teaching, there are these pressure points around your body. Almost all of the ancient civilizations developed it. And in yoga, in Ayurveda, they're called marma points. Marma means death, meaning these points are so vital that if you, I don't know, say you wanted to kill somebody, stab them there for quicker results. So there's a marma point just inside your knee. Just kind of pump it a little bit and then kind of just rub it a little bit. Now, when you use marma properly, you don't kill yourself, you bring more life to yourself. Good. Now, to the degree that you can currently do it concurrently, I want you to straighten your arms, push your thighs all the way down, silently curse the instructor for this miserable position, drop your chin, and make ujjayi breathing, which is the soft, whispery, sexy seashell aspirant sound at the back of your throats. Think of, I don't know, Rita Hayworth, all those 50s movie stars that had those gravelly voices because they smoked health food cigarettes. Good. Now, let's do a pose that I don't want to. Fold your right knee over your left. Take your left anklet out. Make a twisty tie of your ankles. Now, your right bun might be on the floor. Mine isn't. Take your right arm up. Now take your left arm up into mermaid pose. I'm doing mermail pose. I have to keep my, oh, ow. Good. Now put your knuckles on your head. Now, should I be straining this hard? Of course. Stretch way the hell up. Now turn to the right as far as you can. Close your eyes and say to yourself, whatever you say to yourself. Good, mermaids. Come on down. That's a good pose. I invented this one. Unwind, untie the knot. Wigulate a couple of times. Good. Now fold lefty over righty. Take right ankle, make twisty tie. Left arm up. Right arm up, kitty cats. Now put knuckles on your head. Inhale. Exhale, push the ceiling up. This sky is the limit. Now turn extra left. And again, we're blending our upper body with our lower body. We're blending the northern hemisphere with the southern hemisphere. Have you noticed people in the southern hemisphere, they have a different angle and outlook and feel for life than stiff, worried, panic-stricken northern hemisphere people? Just kidding. And release out of that. Super wonderful, you guys. Oh, please don't catch meniscus. Oh, good. All right. Now, from here, we're headed for the home stretch, kid. Now, in order to kick off the home stretch, let's chant Om together. And remember, we're all tuning forks extensions from the big one. So if we vibrate together, it's good. Inhale. Oh. Feel that. E pluribus unum from the one many. My poor singing coach, I've seen her 4 times. She's doubled my rates because her ears are typically bleeding at the end of the session. She's earning it. Okay, kitty cats. Now, here's what we're doing for the Om stretch. Now, theoretically, you could do this. You could cross your legs That's exciting. You could put your right ankle over here on the left side of your knee like that, just a little of that action. Or you could grab your foot before it gets away and you could corkscrew yourself so that your right knee is on top of your left knee. Now, a facilitator of this pose is to lift your bunnage and to put a little something underneath your hips, because otherwise this could rip your leg off, and we don't want to do that. Now, none of my 66-year-old male friends, they scarcely ever do this pose, and it was not invented by a man, probably, but it just kind of squeezes the down there parts. Arms out for big hugs. Poor guys. Do you notice everybody in the class is a lady, right? I was a woman in many previous lifetimes. Right arm under, fold them up, ups and downs with your elbows. Side to side, up and down. We are squeezing out the ick, painful patterns of perception, ignorance. Good, now elbows all the way to the right, face all the way to the left. Drop your chin, close your eyes, hold the baby. Hold the baby, lift the baby up a little bit over there on the right side. If you let go of the baby, the dingo will get it. You didn't go through all that trouble of having a baby to let the dingo get it. Good, now have you noticed you've stopped thinking? Listening to this crazy person tickles you out of your brain and delivers thoughtlessness. Somebody the other day, they accused me of being thoughtless, and I thanked them profusely. Good, now take your elbows and chest all the way to the right. Take your left elbow outside your right knee like this. Good, and now over the weeks, months, centuries, and lifetimes, our elbows will come all the way down to the floor. Drop your head. Yoga chitta vritti narodaha. Yoga is the cessation of our silly thinking. We are calm and peaceful mollusks. Inhale, elongate your spine, suck your guts in. And now I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna sit on your back and just squish you down. I'm gonna get 50 sandbags and just bury you. Now, yoga does for us what we can't consciously do for ourselves. Maybe we have a painful pattern or perception or a trauma inside of us and we can't get it out consciously, but yoga works it out at levels that we don't understand. That's a great blessing. Okay, come up, friendly friends. Ooh, good job. Nice inhale. And regular old exhale. Sufficient. Okie doke. Now from here, we might simply take lefty foot, we might grab it and just set it over there on that side. We might be tight in our flanks. It's not unusual. The knee might be up here and you might be going, I kind of hate this pose. Otherwise, maybe you love it. You grab lefty foot and you slurp it way over. And then as you look down, you're excited to note that your left knee is on top of your right. They're all lined up. Good. Now, I just want you to massage the bottom of your feety parts. This is where the elite meet to soothe the bottom of their feet. This is self-care. Now, it sure would be nice to have somebody feeding you grapes and rubbing your feet for you, but that could happen. Okay, now, ta-da. This pose is ta-da for left arm under, whoop, folds them up. Okay, let's open up them shoulder girdles, left and right and ups and downs. Now, did you have a perfect childhood? Your parents had it really together. They read all the books and there were family meetings once a week to discover first principles and communication skills. Me too. So we really don't need to do yoga, but if that wasn't the case, we'll do a little yoga now and we'll work some of that crap out. Good. Now elbows, they go all the way to the left. The face goes all the way to the right. Drop your chin, tilt your head, hold the baby up. Your baby is your inner child. In yoga, we go back and we regather our inner child, the kid that was abandoned way back when, left to fend for itself and learn survival tactics that were good then. They kept us alive, but maybe not, they're not optimal now. So go back and get your 4-year-old. Okay, beautiful friends, from here, we're going to keep the arms tied. We're going to turn very much left now. We're going to set the elbows down over the knees. We'll release the arms, and then we'll see where we're at getting our elbow pads all the way down. Now, you don't want to do this with your, like, if you were a turtle, and maybe you are, I've got a lot of turtles that come to class, you don't want that turtle head pulling back into the shell feeling and the shell cramming forward over your head. You want excited, extroverted turtles lengthening their head out and relaxing their shell down their back to strain that metaphor as much as it could possibly be strained. It's a shell of a good metaphor. Punning is a disease. Okay, kitty mittens, let's extricate ourselves from this pickle. A good deal of yoga is learning to get out of pickles before they get you. Okay. Now we're going to chant Om once, and then we'll go into Heka Long Shavasana. But first, we're going to find a marma point in our body. We're going to take our thumbnails into Kashipra. It's right underneath your big toe metatarsal. And if you don't know where that is, just guess. It's like, how exact? You get to heaven after you die and they say, you know what, you missed your Kashipra, so we're going to have to send you back. So just kind of dig in there. Damn, this heaven's hard, you say. Now, drill your thumbnail in there, relax your shoulders. Now we're going to Om for as long as we can. It's not a competition, but just try to win. Big inhale. Feel no thought. Right there, no thought. It's ecstasy, it's bliss. Okay, now extract bloody thumbnails from feet. And I invite you to Shavasana. Shavasana is Sanskrit for melty vegetable peoples. I'll hold space for 6 minutes. You guys done really good. Maybe 7 minutes if you're good. Relax on your back. A lot of pillows. A lot of bankies. Now, if you're watching this class recorded on YouTube or Twitch or Rumble or God only knows what, I'm going to conclude the recording. Thank you for joining. Make sure you hit like whether you liked it or not, and make sure you subscribe whether you want to or not. If you're in the Zoom class, I'm right here with you, okay? Wigulate your legs, swallow your jaw, let your eyes roll back,